Taekwondo Koryo ranked by Aura, first dan black belt form. What separates a good form from a great one? It's not just clean technique, it's aura. That invisible force that makes you stop, watch, and feel the power before it even lands. Today, we're ranking Koryo's movements by aura. Not just technique, but presence, control, rhythm, and true black belt expression. And we're breaking down the mistakes that quietly kill your aura along the way. Aura is how confident, commanding, and precise a performer looks at every moment. You feel it before a single strike lands. You see it in the gaze, the stance, the stillness between movements. Koryo is the first of 9 dan forms in World Taekwondo, the gateway to higher mastery. Everything that comes after, Keumyeongang, Taebak, Pyeongwon, it all builds on what Koryo teaches. Let's score it section by section. Koryo consists of 30 movements and roughly 50 techniques. Its name comes from the ancient Korean Goryeo dynasty, known for resilience, strength, and warrior spirit. Every movement reflects that. The 2 primary stances, Apkubi and Dwitkubi, both demand stability, proper weight distribution, and rooted that directly feeds aura. Sharp stances make everything look better. Sloppy stances make even clean techniques fall apart. We're scoring 3 sections, opening, middle, and signature moves, each out of 10, finishing with an overall aura rating for Koryo as a complete form. If you're training Koryo yourself, you might want to subscribe. Opening and early techniques. The opening sets everything. Before a single block is thrown, your aura is being evaluated. And it starts in chunbi. Chunbi looks simple. It's not. It requires controlled tension through the entire body. Not stiffness, but that quiet loaded readiness of someone completely prepared. Proper hand rotation, shoulders set, gaze forward, and focused. A casual chunbi means your aura is already in deficit before the form begins. The first few movements establish your rhythm and presence fast. Observers decide very quickly whether they're watching someone who owns this form or someone just performing it. The key technique here is Sonnal, Momtong, Makki, knife hand middle block, and Dwitkubi, stance stable, weight loaded on the back leg, elbows tight, gaze locked. When this lands correctly, it signals technical discipline and mental presence at the same time. The opening is solid, energy's building, but because the body is still settling in, aura hasn't fully peaked yet. One of the quiet aura builders in this section is transition control. Many practitioners rush the step into Dwitkubi or allow the upper body to move before the stance is fully planted. When the stance light lands first and the technique fires from that base, the entire sequence looks deliberate instead of reactive. Clean transitions make the early part of the form feel calm, precise, confident, exactly the tone the opening should set. Mini aura score, opening 7 out of 10. Middle techniques. This is where Koryo starts revealing itself. The middle section demands explosiveness, timing, balance, and synchronization. When those come together, aura jumps. Kodeup Yop-chagi, the stepping sidekick, is the standout. Tight chamber, snapping extension, stable supporting leg, controlled return. Not dropped, not rushed, deliberate. When this is executed with that level of command, the performer looks dangerous in the best way. Momtong Baro-jireugi, the middle reverse punch, builds on that. What makes it land orally is the synchronized hip and shoulder rotation. When the hip drives the punch and the non-striking hand pulls back sharp, it reads as powerful and trained. Half-committed punches bleed aura instantly. Ageumson Apchigi, the arc hand strike, rounds out this section. Precision matters here. A vague approximate strike that lands somewhere near the target kills aura. A strike that looks like it genuinely hits the mark, that adds to it. This is where the form starts feeling like a true black belt expression. Mini aura score, middle, 8 out of 10. This is the peak, where Koryo's aura reaches its highest point and where the gap between good and exceptional becomes impossible to miss. The Kihap at movement 20 is not just a yell, it's a controlled release of everything that's been building. Tension, focus, intensity, expressed in a single sound. When it's sharp and timed precisely with the technique, the room shifts. Observers feel it. That is aura at its most undeniable. Jumeok Chigi, the knuckle target punch, demands balance and precision equally. The confidence behind that strike tells you everything about the practitioner's mastery. Hesitation destroys aura. Conviction amplifies it. The leg catch sequence is Koryo's most sophisticated movement. Catching your own leg, balancing on one foot, executing a controlled follow-up, it requires genuine body awareness that only comes from real mastery. No wobbling, no rushing, no visible struggle. When it's done with full composure, the performer looks like they've drilled this form thousands of times. Because they have. Mental intensity here is at its highest. The gaze, the breath, the control between movements, all amplified. Mini aura score signature section 9 out of 10. Small errors quietly erode aura in ways most practitioners don't notice until they see themselves on video. An overly long Dwitkubi throws off weight distribution and makes transitions look heavy and slow. Aura drops because the form starts to look labored instead of controlled. A narrow Apkubi has the opposite problem. The forward stance looks weak, unstable, and unconvincing. Off-balance kicks are one of the biggest aura killers. Visible wobbling on the supporting leg tells everyone watching that the technique is at the edge of your control, not comfortably within it. Stability's trained, it shows. Loose hand positioning, particularly during blocks and strikes, removes the crispness that aura depends on. Tight elbows, proper fist formation, deliberate rotation. These details read on camera and they read to judges. Fix those and your mini aura scores move. A middle section sitting at 7 because of stance inconsistency can reach 8 simply by tightening the Apkubi and stabilizing kick landings.
What separates an 8 aura choreo from a true 9 aura performance is not adding more power, but removing hesitation. The best practitioners look effortless because every movement already knows where it is going before it begins. The stance lands exactly where it should, the guard returns without searching, and the rhythm never stalls. When transitions stop looking like adjustments and start looking inevitable, the form stops feeling practiced and starts feeling owned. That is the moment choreo begins to carry real presence.
In World Taekwondo competition, forms are judged on accuracy and presentation. Accuracy is the technical correctness of each movement. Presentation is everything under aura. Rhythm, power, intensity, confidence. Our scores: opening 7, middle 8, signature section 9. That arc, controlled readiness, building through explosive power and peak expression, is itself part of what makes choreo effective. It teaches you how to build and sustain energy across a full performance. Every higher dan form will demand exactly that, at greater complexity. Choreo is the gateway. Every stance you train here, every transition you master, every technique you sharpen, it all becomes the foundation that Kyu Mingang, Taebak, and every form beyond them are built on. Section scores of 7, 8, and 9 bring the overall aura to roughly 8 out of 10. Commanding, disciplined, and built on genuine black belt presence. Don't just learn the movements, own the aura behind them, because every dan form after this one will ask you to bring that foundation with you. And practitioners who truly internalized choreo are the ones who make every subsequent form look inevitable. Train it, own it, and let it take you further.
Want to understand the most effective MMA fight styles? Click the playlist on screen.